Good morning, children, and welcome to K-Tech High School and Junior College. Today, children, we are going to start a new lesson. Lesson number 3, Diversity in Living Things and Their Classification. So let's begin. Children, the geographical conditions at different places on the earth are very different. Yes? We find that living things exist in all these diverse conditions. When we live in a certain place, we adjust to the conditions there. Various types of living things have survived because of their ability to adjust themselves to the conditions in their surrounding. This is what called the diversity. So let us learn the diversity in living things and their classification. Children, now tell me, what are plants? Yes, plants are living organisms. They are multicellular organisms as well. They make their own food with the help of sunlight. Isn't it? Yes. So based on these mode of nutrition, plants are classified into 3 types. The first one is autotrophic plant, second heterotrophic plants, and third insectivorous plant. So let us first study what are autotrophic plants. These are the plants which make their own food in sunlight. Okay, the plants which can make their own food, they prepare their own food with the help of sunlight are autotrophic plants. For example, hibiscus plant, periwinkle plant, etc. Understood, children? The next type is heterotrophic plants. So these are the plants which depend on other plants for their food. So they cannot make their own food, so they depend on other plants for their food are heterotrophic plants. For example, loranthus, dodder, etc. are said to be heterotrophic plants. The next type is insectivorous plants. Now these are the plants which consume insects. Okay, they feed on insect. Therefore, the name given is insectivorous plant. As you can see on your screen, children, for example, a pitcher plant. Understood, children? Good. Now let us study, children, the structure of a plant. Okay? Plant's structure can generally be divided into 2 parts. The stem, which grows above the ground, and the root, which grows below the ground surface. The root, stem, and leaves are the main parts of plant. From time to time, plants bear flowers for reproduction. Flowers are transformed into fruits, and these fruits have seeds, and these seeds give rise to a new plant. Understood, children? So we are going to learn each one of this part of a plant in detail. So let us begin with the first one, that is roots. Roots are organ of plants lying below the surface of the soil. They absorb and transport water and nutrients from the soil. So, root, they hold the soil firmly and anchor the plant. They support the plant. The main function of the root are to absorb and transport water and nutrients from the soil. Understood, children? There are two types of roots, tap root and fibrous root. So let's see what is a tap root. It is a large, central and dominant root from which other root sprout. As you can see on your screen, children, it is large and center and it is a dominant root from where the other roots are sprouted. It is straight and very thick. It is tapering in shape and it grows directly downwards. For example, carrots and beetroot. They are edible root. Understood? So this is a tap root. The next is fibrous root. Roots that has no prominent central axis and that branches in all direction. So here there is not a central prominent shape of the root. It gets branches in all direction and the roots are very thin and they look like a mat. For example, wheat, rice, corns, etc. Now let us study the stem. The height, shape and size of a plant, it depends upon the stem. The stem carries out various functions and it grows above the surface of the ground. That means the above the ground surface. So the height, shape and size, it depends upon the stem. Okay, the height and shape of a plant. The functions of the stem are they support the other part of the plant. They store the food and conduction of water and nutrient is done with the help of stem and also reproduction. So these are the functions of stem. Now look here, children. Next is leaf. Leaves are flat, green in color and production of food, that is food is produced in the leaf. So the leaf is flat, it plays an important role in the production of food. Understood, children? So leaves are mainly of two types, a simple leaf and a compound leaf. A simple leaf is just a one leaf, okay? And in compound leaf, there are many leaflets. So therefore, it is known as compound leaf. Example of simple leaf is hibiscus and of compound leaf is rose. Next, we shall learn about the flower. Now, this is the most attractive part of a plant. It is connected to the stem by a stalk which may be long or short. A flower has typical color and shape. The flower is an important means of reproduction. Next is fruits. Now children, fruits have different shapes. They have different colors and they are sweet in taste. Fruits are the excellent source of vitamins and minerals. And children, fruit bear one or more seeds. Children, do you know the pods of beans and peas are actually the fruits? Okay? Understood up till here? Good. Now children, we will be studying classification of plants. Now children, why is there need for classification of plants? Children, up till now, information about lakhs of plants have been collected. So, while studying the diversity in plants, they are classified for the sake of convenience on the basis of similarities and differences in their structure, in their organs, and their other characteristics. So, therefore, the plants are classified. Understood? Plants are classified on the basis of observation of their size and height, according to the period of life cycle, flowering and non-flowering, and according to their habitat. So let us study them. Let us study the classification of plants according to the size and height. They are divided into trees, herbs, vines, and shrubs. So let us study each one of these. The first one, trees. Now trees, children, they grow tall. Their stem or trunk is hard or strong. They live for many years. They bear flowers and fruits. Trees have branches at some height above the ground. So such plants are called as trees. Trees are tall, big and perennial. That means they live for many years. Understood? What are trees now? Now let's study shrubs. Shrubs are shorter and smaller than trees. These plants grow close to the ground, but they have thick and hard stem. They give out branches close to the ground and they grow up to a height of 2 to 3 meters. So, they are shorter and smaller than trees, but they have a very thick and hard stem. Understood? For example, oleander, hibiscus, lantana, and rose are shrubs that may grow up to 2 to 3 meters. Understood, children? Good. The next is herbs. Now these are the plants which grows 1 to 1.5 meters tall. Their stems are green. They are more flexible than trees and shrubs, and they live for few months to 2 years. The next is vines. The stem is very flexible, soft and green. They grow rapidly with the help of a support. Some vines need vertical support for growing, while some others spread on the ground. These are the climbers like the money plant. You must have seen, children. So they have aerial roots. So these are the vines. Understood, children? Children, according to the period of their life cycle, plants are classified as annual, biennial, and perennial. So let us study what are annual plants. Life cycle of a plant is completed in 1 year. That means the complete life of a plant, it is completed in just 1 year, is called as annual plants. For example, jawar, sunflower, etc. The next is biennial plant. Here, children, the life cycle of a plant is of 2 years. That means a plant completes its life in 2 years. Therefore, the name is biennial. For example, carrots, beetroots. Got it? And the third is perennial. It means that the life cycle of a plant is for several years. The plant lives for several years, therefore, the name given is perennials. For example, a mango tree, a gulmohar tree, etc. Understood, children? Good. Now, classification of plants. Plants that bear flowers are called as flowering plants, and the plants that never bear flowers are called as non-flowering plants. So, these non-flowering plants may not have organs like roots, stems, or leaves. And these plants, they never bear any flower. For example, algae, ferns. Okay, these are the non-flowering plants which never bear a flower. Now the next classification of plant is on the basis of the habitat. So it is land, water, deserts and marshy areas. So these are the classification of plant on the basis of their habitat. So let's see the first one, that is classification of plants according to the habitat, which is water. Here it means the plant, they live in water. For example, a lotus, as you can see on your screen, children. Next is according to the habitat, which is marshy areas. For example, a cattail. Next classification according to habitat is deserts. The best example is cactus. We have seen this. Cactus grows in deserts. So children, with this we have finished our today's topic. So what we have learned today? We have learned the diversity in plants, the method of nutrition in plants. And children, we have also learned the structure of a plant. Right? A plant has the root, the stem, the leaf, flower, fruits. Right? These are the structure of a plant which we have learned. And also we have learned the classification of plants. Right? Children, please watch the video attentively and then read the lesson for better understanding. We shall meet you in the next lecture with a new subtopic of this lesson. Okay, children? Till then, children, take care. Thank you, children.